Hello and welcome to another episode of Nothing Definitive. My name is Sam Carlson of NotDef.com. And today I want to talk about negative assumptions and a range of perspective. And this is all in relation to a YouTube comment I received, I think it was last week, sometime about then. Okay, so normally I probably wouldn't make a video about this, but there's a couple interesting points I think we can pull away after I had read the comment and responded, and there's a couple responses. Nothing mean or anything really, just kind of like a little bit of a mini debate, I guess you could say. He opened the comment originally with calling me a YouTube seer, and basically like saying that I'm one of these people that make videos that are, I'm like claiming to have special knowledge or something like that. I don't know. I mean, just to clarify, that is not my intention and never has been. The title of this entire series is Nothing Definitive, meaning that I, like, personally don't look at anything that I know as definitive knowledge. Like, all I do with these videos and blog posts I write is just share like little bits of perspective that has been interesting to me. And the point is because like I personally kind of struggle, and I'm sure there's other people like this that struggle with finding purpose and meaning and all sorts of things. Like there's all sorts of questions in life that I just like I don't really have answers to. And so anything that I come across or any thought I have that kind of helps me close that gap or connect with people or thoughts or anything like that just helps me. And as I've been doing this over the past few years, I've been taking copious amounts of notes about all these different things that pop into my head, and I go, wow, that's really interesting. And I'm one of those people that operate under the assumption that if I found it interesting, most likely there's other people out there that would also find it interesting. And if we can, like people like me could just share that, and then other people can, listen to it or read about it, and maybe it'll help them change their lives for better. Maybe not. I mean, the point of this YouTube commenter was that his second point was that the video didn't contain original content. And I mean, well, first of all, that's kind of wrong, right? I mean, the idea was about multiverse and simulation theory. Now, that's, of course, not my idea. If it was, I would probably be way more famous. I'd be like some sort of famous scientist or something like that, right? But like the perspective that I personally bring to it, I guess you could say is unique. But is it really valuable? Probably not. Like, it's just me rambling about, wow, this was some cool thing that I had never thought of, that was kind of mind-blowing to me. Like, it obviously wasn't very interesting to him, and that's fine. And there's basically 2 points that I want to pull away from this. And I guess I'll just go right into it. So the first one is, whenever you come across something like this, so let's look at it from his perspective. He came across a video and felt very compelled to tell me that I shouldn't have created the video because it's not original content, which, if we think about that, that's kind of absurd, right? If the internet only had original content, it would be tiny, right? There would be almost no content, because it would just be like, the internet would just essentially be like a textbook with like, here's what we know about the universe, no entertainment, nothing else, unless it was truly original. That it's just kind of an absurd claim. So anyway, like if we're looking at it from his perspective, he comes across my video, he has this immediate or this compelling reaction to assume a negative angle of why I'm creating the video, right? He immediately jumps to this conclusion that says this must be one of those YouTube seers who are, think they're awesome and think they know how the universe works, blah, 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 blah. Rather than making the opposite assumption, which is, essentially what I had typed out in my comment was that I'm just sharing these ideas. I have no idea if they're useful. Maybe they're actually damaging. I have no idea. I've never lived life before, so like this is all brand new to me. He could have made the positive assumption that like, okay, I'll give this person the benefit of the doubt and think that, you know, they're not high and mighty, but actually just someone that's just sharing a perspective or an angle on something. You are always offered that in life. And it's very difficult. Like that's something that I have trouble with a lot of times. I'll catch myself on a daily basis kind of injecting negativity into my like worldview. I come across stuff and I just want to like, it's almost like human instinct, or maybe it's just the society we live in, but there's this knee-jerk reaction to like whenever I come across something that is a little bit like different or just doesn't jive with how I currently see the world, there's just this, oh, like, I gotta have a negative reaction. This has gotta be wrong. This person's gotta be dumb or ignorant or evil or whatever. Like, it just seems like that's a natural reaction. So it's important to try and train yourself. I think just to try and be more happy in life is to just approach all situations with the benefit of the doubt. Just, you know, look at it from the good perspective and go, okay, let's just assume it's this way right now until I gather more information. So that was the first point I wanted to make. And then the second one was just about, you called it at the beginning, a range of perspective. Now, if we look at, say, someone like, I don't know what this person is like, but let's just say he's actually a really smart guy. He's a genius, he's an intellectual, whatever. To him, when he comes across my video, he might go, wow, this is really trite, this is not interesting, I've heard this before, this is shallow, whatever. To him, the video may literally have like no value to him. And that's fine, right? I mean, we're all different people. We all have different ranges of IQ. We all know different things. You could be a really smart person, but have never, ever even heard of the theory of multiverses or simulation theory. So the point is that, you know, as we look at all these different people that exist out there, some of them are going to, regardless of the, like, if the video is shallow or something, someone is going to come across it and go, wow, I've never thought about this before. Wow, this is really interesting. Or, oh, I get that. That actually makes a big difference in how I'm going to approach the world. So, yeah, I guess, I mean, because I guess the way you could also look at it is that, what if the internet only had the highest caliber content, right? Like, that's kind of what this guy was almost arguing in a way, is that I should only release videos if, you know, maybe he didn't really mean truly original, but just like it should have been more like a scientific white paper with detailed sources and all these things, right? Well, let's make that assumption for a second. If the internet was entirely full of that kind of content, it was just scientific white papers and science journals and stuff, again, we'd run into the problem that the internet would be much smaller than it is. But how many people actually enjoy reading that? It's a fairly small percentage, right? I mean, if you look at most of the videos on YouTube, most of the content on the internet, it's geared towards entertainment. You know, it's data, but in an entertaining way. And like, that's a choice. It's, you know, it's an option that's on the table. I don't want to have to make white paper, technical analysis kind of videos because it's not enjoyable to me. And I don't think it'd be enjoyable to very many people. So you have to, you know, just think of the world in that range of perspective, that there are people at all sorts of different levels, that some content you come across that you have that immediate negative reaction. Even if you say you give them the benefit of the doubt and then you realize that that person did produce a video that is not that great of a video or that great of a caliber, and I'm not really making excuses here either. I mean, if I do make a really bad video, downvote it. That's fine. I deserve it. But you should still look at it from this other perspective, which is, are there people out there that could benefit from this? Because maybe society would be better if. And now I hope I don't come off as high and mighty now, because I don't really mean myself, but maybe society would be better if they can come across data-rich but entertaining videos, right? Things with interesting perspective and angles, things that people haven't considered, but in a way or in a format that is enjoyable, that is not super technical. yeah, so I guess that's all I wanted to talk about really in this video. I don't know if I'll do this in the future, if I'll respond to comments via video, but I just wanted to bring that up because I think if you sit down and you think about those 2 points, I think there's probably some merit in them. But, if you disagree or whatever, feel free to comment or downvote. If you want to support me making more of these videos, if you've watched any of the other ones in the past and that sort of thing, feel free to like it and, more importantly, subscribe. The subscriptions seem to help a lot. And actually, it's going to help me with this channel too, because I was surprised at how many subscriptions I had gotten recently. I hadn't gotten very many at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it kind of shot up a little bit. So, everyone I get, every time I get an email that says a new subscription, I just feel more and more compelled to make some new videos and stuff, because I have a lot of notes. So I guess I'll keep sharing them. But yeah, until next time, thanks for listening, watching, and see ya.